We're here to prove it's possible, not just for us, but for every woman brave enough to go for more. We believe success is sweeter when it's shared, and that your next level comes faster when you're surrounded by women who truly get it. This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Girls Trip Business Mastermind Retreat, where big goals, belly laughs, and bold action all belong in the same room.
Hi guys, it's Proof It's Possible, and we are back today chatting all things compliments.
Compliments are important. I love it.
Very important.
The reason we're talking about compliments is because you don't know how far it goes with somebody else to give them a compliment. And I don't know. I don't even know where to begin on compliments. I mean, I'm vain, so I love a compliment, and I love giving a compliment because I love when people take pride in their appearance or they do amazing things in their business. Like, I feel like the more positive things we say, the better off the world is. So let's dig into it a little bit.
So I was at ball last night, like my daughter's ball, and a lady that I know, but I'm not like super close with because our kids haven't played on the same team for a couple of years. And anyways, we were catching up and she was like, "Oh, I just wanted to tell you that I absolutely love your podcast." And she's like, "It's like the 20 minutes of inspiration I need every week. And I just like get on my yoga mat and I listen and it gives me the encouragement to keep running my business. And, it's just like that little snippet of inspiration that I need each week." And I was like, wow, that's a really nice thing to share. She could have kept that in. She could have not told me that. She could have, just kept it as her own little story about like what she does and part of her routine. But she decided to share it with me. And I was like, that's so interesting because for me, compliments do a couple of things. A, I immediately felt closer to her. Like I was like, oh, like good friends. It's crazy how like psychologically a compliment actually changes something about you. Number two, I immediately wanted to go buy her product that she sells. So she sells the most incredible sauces. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I should be going to the grocery store and getting one of her salad dressings, because her salad dressings are, honestly, I'm not even joking, only one of the only store-bought salad dressings I will put in my body. I know that sounds so snobby and ridiculous, but it's the truth. Like, I don't like store-bought salad dressings, but hers is like next level. You put it on some rice. You can put it on like a Buddha bowl. You can put it on a salad. You can put it in a stir fry. It's like so good. It's sesame. It's nutty. It's delicious. It's, oh my God, it's so good. It's called Umami. If anybody is like curious about her business,
go buy it. It's so good. So good.
Go buy it. Umami. So it's spelled like UMAMI, I think. Anyways, local to the Kelowna area, but like a good Canadian business that if you haven't tried it, it's available in tons of grocery stores in this area. I don't know about the rest of Canada, but I'm just saying it made me immediately want to support her. She just told me that she loves my podcast, listens every week. I immediately was like, I need to reciprocate. I need to go buy her salad dressing. It was a good reminder that her business exists. Because I already know I like her product. I already know that I wanted to buy her salad dressing. I just forgot about it for a second. So it's just, like her bringing that to me reminded me that her business exists. And I was like, oh, this is such like interesting psychology to take to like business. Like the law of reciprocity. Like as soon as she paid me a compliment, I wanted to pay her a compliment. As soon as she told me she supported my business or my podcast, I wanted to go support her business. She doesn't have a podcast, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing how we immediately.
I want to support the person, but I also want to be their friend. I want to learn more about them. You know what it does for me? It tells me that we are in some kind of alignment with each other. Like we're each other's type.
Yes.
Because she like our podcast is quite personal to us. So if somebody likes and listens to our podcast, we're like, well, they have the same interests because they wouldn't listen if they didn't like what we talked about. So to me, like particularly with that compliment, it tells me a lot about the person's personality and like just my ego or whatever it is. I'm like, I love you. You're amazing. I knew I liked you the first time, but now I know for sure. Like that's what it does is it absolutely like connects you to the person in a different way.
Totally.
Yeah. And it's funny because with compliments, the bolder my fashion choices are, the more wild my shoes are, or my earrings are, or my whatever it might be, Darren will say to me like, "Oh, where'd you get those shoes?" Like, because you can tell it's so out of his comfort zone for me to be wearing these metallic shoes, or like, mom's comfort zone because she's like a tomboy and it's something very feminine. And she's like, "Oh my God, that dress is like, very frilly," because she doesn't like frilly, it's not her
Yeah.
thing. So whatever's out of that person's comfort zone. And those are the things that when I go into public, like if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know about my cowboy boot collection. And like my cowboy boots are like metallic gold, metallic pink. They're bright colors. There's just tons of choices. And they're always quite bold. And so whenever I wear them, doesn't matter which pair, but specifically the gold ones, people will stop me at a concert, at an event, no matter where I'm wearing them. And like 20 people will stop me to say, "I love your boots. I love your boots. Where'd you get your boots?" And it's so funny because like I could take Darren's comments of what he's uncomfortable with, because like he doesn't want to wear metallic boots. Fair enough. And what he thinks is wild and crazy. If I had listened to him and not wore the boots, because I was like, "Ooh, these don't," he thinks these are ugly, or he thinks these are too crazy, I would not have gotten to like start up 5 conversations with women in lineups for the bathroom, for the food,
But
for the
had no
drinks.
one this is the thing. Had no one complimented you on those boots, you
Yeah,
might still be believing that they're ugly.
exactly. Exactly. So like the point of it is, and like I say to Darren all the time, I'm like, and now he even knows. He's like, "Oh, these are going to be the ones that everybody stops you about." Like instead of saying to me, "Oh, those are kind of wild and crazy at the house," before we leave, he says, he'll say to me like, "Oh, you're going to get 25 compliments on those tonight." And I'm like, "Well, now we were all reframing how we look at my crazy fashion choices." And the other thing I said to him, I'm like, "Literally, the more you think it's too much, the more everybody else likes it. So you know what you aren't? My fashion guru." And
100%.
he knows that. He
100%.
wears black t-shirts and jeans. So we're not dressing the same. He doesn't even want me to dress the same.
But isn't that true in business too? Like,
Yes. Yes.
if somebody thinks your food is disgusting and you're a restaurant owner, well, they're not your person.
Exactly. Well, that's just it. Like some people like different ethnic types of food, and some people like Italian food, and I'm not a huge Italian food lover. So whenever I go to an Italian restaurant, I don't not like it, but I don't think that was the best meal I ever had. It doesn't mean that the Italian restaurant wasn't absolutely incredible, but I'm not a huge Italian food lover. It's just not my thing. I don't really like pasta. So unless the Italian restaurant can come up with a salad I love, or a, chicken dish that I love, I'm probably not going to rave about it. But like, I'm not their ideal client. You want somebody that loves pasta if you're a pasta restaurant,
Yeah. Well, and I started thinking long and hard about this last night, about how she complimented me and how like psychologically something inside of me shifted, and how you can take this lesson and put it towards business. And I'm like thinking of other times in my life when people that have like mastered kind of that relationship capital thing. And a good example for me is my husband, Ray. Every time we go to a restaurant, if he likes his meal, which is almost every time, he always says on the way out, compliments to the chef. Like he'll tell the hostess, compliments to the chef. Or like he'll leave, sometimes if it's like an open kitchen, he'll go find the chef
Yeah,
and say like
that was
compliments to the chef.
incredible. Yeah.
And you know what it does? Everybody. I'm telling you, there isn't a soul on this planet that's not like, "Oh, he's the nicest guy ever."
Totally.
Because even the
Absolutely.
hostess at the, small little mom and pop soup and sandwich shop is like, "Oh, he's a great guy. I love him."
Well, and he becomes a regular. He becomes somebody they remember his order, that he becomes somebody they like bake fresh buns for, even when they
100%.
weren't going to have fresh buns, but they know he likes them and then he comes in on Tuesdays. Like, it's amazing how the world starts wrapping around you when you become
And the
your
kids
ideal client.
just said this about him. That when they go to Starbucks, like he drives them to school,
Right.
and sometimes they stop at Starbucks. And the kids were laughing because they're like, he doesn't even place an order.
Right.
They say, "Would you like the regular?" Or
Yeah.
"Would you like,"
Yeah,
and they couldn't
totally.
believe that. That was the first time in their life that they had ever
Yes.
witness such a thing. And I'm like, it's
Totally.
because he has built this relationship capital where he
Mhm.
probably goes in every couple of days and,
Yep.
says nice things. How's your summer? How's your weekend?
Mhm.
You guys made a great cup of coffee today. I don't know what gets said.
Whatever. Yeah, you're
Whatever
not
it is, whatever it is, it's this like what it does to people psychologically and
absolutely.
how magnetic that is.
Mhm. Oh,
So
absolutely.
like there's a magnetism to like
Mhm.
kindness and compliments and I'm not just saying this to like use it to your advantage, actually mean it when you say it. But like how many times have you thought something but never shared it? Like
Oh,
I
all
can
the
tell you
time.
a million times I've been walking down the street and been like, oh, cute dress, love that. I had a great
Yep.
meal. Whatever your example is, oh, I love that girl's business. I love her
Mhm.
marketing. I love those that brand shoot she did. I think it all the time, but do I always vocalize it to that person? Not
Not always.
always. And I'm
Yeah,
like, that's
it's
a
hit and
missed
miss.
opportunity, even if it
Mhm.
gets me nothing, just to tell
Absolutely.
that person. Because you could be the girl thinking your cowboy boots are ugly. If
100%,
no
and
one
then put them
tells you,
away
then
forever.
nice.
Put them away forever because you're like, they just my husband said it, and then nobody else said nice things, and I was
Exactly.
on the fence on them because they were a little wild and crazy already, and that's how we all feel about our businesses. You know, like part of this whole thing, we had a nice hiatus over summer and get took 4 weeks off, and like it felt good not to have to podcast. It felt like we had no homework to do. We didn't have something
No, we didn't have a,
looming.
yeah,
And then, and like, I brought it up to you that I was like, do you think our podcast is like, because we're always auditing our businesses and saying, like, where are we getting ROI? Where are we,
hmm,
what's
what's
working, what's
working,
not
what's not
working?
working. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we make money? Where do we drain money? What's, all the things. So we're constantly looking at that. And it's like, does our podcast pay us enough? Does our podcast, you know, is it worth it for our time and all the things that go into it? Blah, blah, blah. And so I like wanted to revisit this conversation before we ended up recording our like continue recording after summer. And it was like, you said, well, no, this lady said to me just in the last few days that this is what she thinks of our podcast. And the minute we both heard it, we're like, oh, okay, well then we got to keep going. Because like
Totally.
truthfully, we always get good feedback from our podcast, but we hadn't put out a podcast in 4 weeks. So nobody's talking to us about our podcast. We're not doing our podcast. We're out of practice. We're out of, sync with it. And it just felt like, okay, that's the sign from the universe that
Mhm.
we needed, that she gave us. So thank you, by the way.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
and
And I hope
the
she's
other thing
listening.
that
Like, ooh, they're mentioning me on the
she gets
podcast.
a whole podcast now. The other thing that I think about a compliment is that instead of going through the world, what it does is it reminds us to stop going through the world, to be like, oh, I hope I don't look that frazzled today. I hope, this doesn't happen. That bad
Mhm.
thought here, bad thought there. If you start looking for reasons to give someone a compliment,
Mhm.
you will start seeing positive parts of the world, your life, other people, everything. Like I there was somebody recently that he is the kind of person that he accepts people with open arms. Every single person that comes into his path, he accepts with open arms. And he kind of has this open standing at like a pub, and he says, come see me on Thursday nights. I'm always at this pub, and it's just a networking event that this man does every single week. And he doesn't care who shows up because he likes everybody that shows up for the reasons that they are likable. Yes, some of the people are quirky, some of the people are always late, some of the people, you know, are
Mhm.
cranky, whatever they might be, but everybody has good qualities, and he's happy to see the good in those people,
Mhm.
every person that shows up. And I think to myself, every time I've ever spent time with him, I'm like, you have such a diverse, interesting group of people, and you bring out the best in people because you are open to seeing the best in them versus seeing the things that other people might find just too annoying to put up with that person,
Mhm.
or too weird to put up with that person. And like, I always just think, what a great quality that
Totally.
doesn't come naturally to most people. Cause like the minute we have like any kind of resistance towards somebody, whether they don't feel like our type of person, whether they have a different political view, like whatever it might look like, it just feels like, oh, yeah, that person's not right for me. And you can move away from them, never learn another thing about them, but they might have a whole other side to them that deserves the compliment, deserves to be, you know, celebrated, or really them to be really enjoyable to you because of, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
also
a
think it's like
reframe.
we've been so like programmed as a society to really make it known when we're unhappy. But what about when
Abs-
we're happy? Like,
Absolutely.
people get onto their social media and are like, oh my God, the guy that was speeding behind me today at the,
Mhm.
in the school zone, what a
Yes.
loser. Like that's literally my Facebook feed. Or you go on Yelp and it is very hard to find something that has positive reviews because everyone is really hell bent on getting in that negative review. They had a bad experience. They are mad. They
Really.
want you to know that you should also never stay at this hotel because it is
Yeah,
horrible.
for
But like,
sure.
what about the times where you had like an amazing experience? Does anyone make time to go celebrate that? Does anyone
For
say
sure.
like, wow, the service at ABC company is just
Hmm.
absolutely exceptional? I think for me, it was just like this really great reminder that
Yeah,
compliments are contagious. So there's that. So like if you get a compliment, you immediately want to compliment somebody else. So like more
totally.
kindness in the world is a good thing, not a bad thing. So just like start the chain reaction by complimenting somebody today and rewiring our brains to see the good and not just to see the bad. Like,
Absolutely.
and how can we take those lessons and help grow our businesses and help grow our network and help grow our happiness and help grow,
Hmm.
help our kids also see the like good and stuff. And, all of these things are just like, yes, great business lessons and so much value there, but also in our personal lives. Like how could this change your personal life if you literally just gave
Absolutely.
a compliment today?
Oh, I think people's lives will immediately change, and like we'd love to hear from you this week. If you go out and like make a deal with yourself that you're going to give one compliment a day for the first week, tell we
Mhm.
see you next Thursday. That would be amazing. And then we want to hear from you on how did it change your day? How did your vibes get higher? Because the thing is if you're the person walking through the world smiling, saying
Mhm.
hello, saying I love your earrings, saying thank you for this great cup of coffee, it's the best one I've ever had, whatever it looks like, um believe me, you're going to get so much good flooding back that maybe isn't even attached to this, maybe is attached to this, but is just like when you're vibrating at a higher, you
Mhm.
know, vibe kind of thing. And we want to hear all your stories because we know that this one is going to be like almost an immediate chain of events for you.
Yeah, can't wait to hear all about it.
Have a great day. See
Bye,
you guys next week.
guys.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.